Good morning and welcome to the County of Berks Commissioners Board meeting for December the 5th. It is 10 a.m. and we will call the meeting to order. Let's start by observing a moment of silence followed by the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Just to note that we are transmitting live via Facebook, YouTube, and Microsoft Teams. I'll now ask my Executive Assistant, Barbara Lopez, to read the public comment notice.
Public comment will be accepted in person and through the Q&A function. Please include your first name, last name, and municipality for all comments. Any comments without name and municipality will not be considered. Each citizen can submit one comment. Comment length is dictated by limitations of the platform being used, Teams Q&A, Facebook, and YouTube. In-person comments will be accepted first, followed by comments submitted virtually. The meeting comment period is limited to a total of 30 minutes, including both in-person and virtual comments. This time period may be extended at the discretion of the board. Please be concise. Comments that are germane to county business will be read during the meeting and should not be considered to be interactive dialogue with the commissioners. The county solicitor shall be the final arbiter of whether a comment is germane and should be read. Any commissioner response to public comment will be done at the discretion of the commissioners.
Okay, thank you very much, Barbara. Before we move on, just want to let everyone know that Commissioner Leinbach is joining us online. He is at the National Association of Counties board meeting this week, but he is joining us here via Microsoft Teams Live. So good morning, Commissioner Leinbach. We'll now move on to the approval of the minutes. Are there any changes or additions to the minutes of the meeting from November 21st of 2024? If none, the minutes stand approved as presented. We'll now move into the public comment on agenda items. Do we have any public comments in person or online on agenda items? None. Okay. Moving along to the agenda. First item under Human Resources. Adopt a resolution authorizing Human Resources recommendations dated December 5th, 2024 as follows. Item 1. Authorize the promotion of Amanda Burkhardt-Sell from Program Manager to Deputy Director, Department of Agriculture, effective December 6th of 2024. And item 2, authorize the promotion of Barbara Jakubik from Manager of Permanency to CYS Administrator, Children and Youth Services, effective December 6th of 2024. Under Commissioner Santoni, we have 2 items. Item A is adopt a resolution authorizing the reappointment of Charles Jones, Wyomissing, Pennsylvania, to the Berks County Solid Waste Authority for a 5-year term expiring on December 31st of 2029. Item B is adopt a resolution authorizing the reappointment of Dave Mates, Reading, Pennsylvania, to the Planning Commission for a 4-year term expiring on June 30th of 2028. There are various items under the commissioners. Item A, adopt a resolution approving a revised fee schedule effective January 2nd, 2025, which increases by 2% the fees charged by the Berks County Planning Commission for subdivision and land development reviews as authorized by the Pennsylvania Municipalities Planning Code and Berks County Ordinance Number 01-2014 as amended. Item B, adopt a resolution authorizing the Vice Chair to execute the intergovernmental agreement for inmate identification or driver's license between the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania, acting through the Department of Transportation and Berks County, allowing the Berks County jail system to provide individuals incarcerated at the jail with valid PA photo IDs, driver's licenses, or camera cards prior to release from jail. Item C, adopt a resolution authorizing the Vice Chair to execute a letter to the PA Department of Conservation and Natural Resources Bureau of Recreation and Conservation, requesting a change to the original scope of work for the Union Canal bicycle and walking trail footbridges, and an agreement extension to June 30th, 2025, and further authorizing Ashley Showers, local project coordinator, to sign and submit the grant agreement. Item D, adopt a resolution authorizing Pamela Seaman, MHCD Administrator, to accept the capitation rates offered by the Department of Human Services for the Health Choices Program for the calendar year January through December 2025, as outlined in Appendix 3. Item E, adopt a resolution authorizing the Vice Chair to execute the grant agreement between Berks County and Pennsylvania Emergency Management Agency for the 2024 911 statewide interconnectivity funding to be used towards the Berks NG 911 GIS post-migration project. Item F, adopt a resolution authorizing a letter of support for the City of Reading's application to the Pennsylvania Mixed-Use Housing Development Pilot Program for the Goggle Works Helping Harvest Annex project located at 201 Washington Street, Reading, PA. Item G, adopt a resolution authorizing the appointment of Ruth Deeroff, Boyertown, Pennsylvania, to the Rolling Hills Landfill Advisory Council effective January 1, 2025 for a one-year term expiring on December 31, 2025. Item H, adopt a resolution authorizing the appointment of Andrew Fetterman, Boyertown, Pennsylvania, to the Rolling Hills Landfill Advisory Council effective January 1, 2025 for a two-year term expiring on December 31st of 2026. Item I, adopt a resolution authorizing the appointment of Ruth Baker, Boyertown, Pennsylvania, to the Rolling Hills Landfill Advisory Council effective January 1, 2025 for a three-year term expiring on December 31 of 2027. Item J, adopt a resolution authorizing the reappointment of Kelly Culp, Birdsboro, Pennsylvania, to the Berks County MHCD Advisory Board for a three-year term expiring December 31 of 2027. Item K, adopt a resolution authorizing Robert Patrizio, Chief Financial Officer, or in his absence, Kevin Barnhart, Chief Operations Officer, to execute the 2025 excess stop loss health insurance proposal and disclosure statement with HM Insurance Group as recommended by our healthcare consultant, McGriff, Marsh, and McLennan Agency LLC Company. Item L, adopt a resolution authorizing execution of the Office of Mental Health and Developmental Disabilities certification statement and attestation statement for the Human Services Block Grant Income and Expenditures Report for fiscal year 23-24. Item M, adopt a resolution authorizing Pamela Seaman, MHDD Administrator, to complete and execute the Department of Human Services annual notification form for assisted outpatient treatment, indicating Berks County intent to opt out of assisted outpatient treatment for the calendar year 2025. And item N, adopt a resolution authorizing execution of the Mental Health and Developmental Disabilities Early Intervention Income and Expenditure Report for fiscal year 2023 and 2024 to the Pennsylvania Department of Human Services. Item number 2, motion to authorize the execution of contract agreements and amendments as set forth on the contract agenda listing dated December 2nd of 2024. And just to separate them, there are 11 contracts. 1 is for the Area Agency on Aging, 4 for Children and Youth Services, 2 for Human Resources, 1 for Information Systems, and 3 for Mental Health and Developmental Disabilities. And item 3, motion to authorize the execution of payments and electronic transfers for the week ending December 6th of 2024.
Mr. Chairman, I make a motion to approve the agenda as presented.
I will second that motion. All in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. And before we move on with the treasurer's report, I just want to mention the executive sessions. On Monday, December the 2nd, we had an executive session. The topic was litigation. On Tuesday, December the 3rd, we had an executive session, topics of litigation, contracts, real estate, and personnel. We'll now move on to the reports of the treasurer and the controller, and we'll start by the treasurer, Mitch Darkport.
Thank you, Commissioner. Today we have an opening balance of $212,020,430.00. We have a balance to clear of $4,305,546.31, leaving us with a balance of $207,714,883.69. That is all. Thank you.
We'll now have the report of the controller. The controller class here, but we have Veronica, the deputy, to present the report.
Thank you, and good morning, Commissioners and all. The total disbursements for the week ending December 6th totaled $11,760,509.13, and it comprised of accounts payable totaling $6,474,388.65, and also payroll, which was $5,286,120.48.
Okay, thank you very much. Moving along to the report of Deputy Chief Operations Officer Larry Medaglia.
Thank you, Commissioner. Good morning.
Morning.
I wanted to just note that yesterday we had the Berks County Parks and Recreation Board meeting. It was an opportunity for the Parks Board to acknowledge the upcoming retirement of Kathy Wegner, who has served the county for so many years in her role, both as a member of the staff and then eventually climbing to the leadership post there, where she's done a terrific job. And we just wanted to acknowledge that event and her upcoming retirement in the early part of January. And while on the subject of parks, wanted to note that we're in the holiday season. It's time for the holiday lights display over at Grings Mill, and I'd want to encourage all of our residents and their families to take advantage of what is a beautiful festive scene. It's a great way to get in the holiday spirit, and just kind of following up on that, to thank the team over at Parks for the great job they do in making it really a memorable event. So that is my report, and thank you. If you have any questions.
Okay, thank you, Larry. Just to follow up on the holiday lights that started yesterday. So it's every Wednesday through Sunday from 5:30 to 7:30, sorry, 5:30 to 8:30 at Grings Mill. There's free admission and free parking. There's music, live music, and food trucks as well. So make sure you stop by. Okay. We'll now move on to the commissioner's comments, and today I will start with Commissioner Leinbach if he has any comments.
Thank you very much, Commissioner Rivera. I appreciate the opportunity to participate virtually. I'm out in actually California, as you noted, for the National Association of Counties Board of Directors meeting. For those that may wonder, I'm one of two board members elected by counties throughout Pennsylvania to represent Pennsylvania on the board. And I come out to these events. George Hartwick is the other gentleman, commissioner from Dauphin County. And all of our expenses are paid for through the County Commissioners Association of Pennsylvania. Today we'll be having a number of workshops. One of them two that I'll be going to. One is dealing with resiliency as it relates to wildfires. The county that we're in had a massive wildfire a couple of years ago, and they will be talking about how they responded to it, recovery, etc. And we're in the West. I'll also be attending a program on water conservation and some of the challenges that Western states are dealing with relative to water. One other thing that I want to mention, I was very sad to see in the paper this morning a note on the passing of Randy Haig. Randy was a longtime supervisor in Bethel Township. I actually got to know Randy years ago before I was a commissioner. He spent 50 years as a Pennsylvania State Game Commission warden. I met him with his involvement over at Blue Marsh at Wildlands Weekend, and then also Blue Marsh Water Safety Festival, where I used to be the MC for that event. He was great to work with as a supervisor. He also was in the U.S. Army and a Vietnam veteran. I was with him actually several weeks ago in Ole. He was at the Berks County Association of Township Officials dinner. And according to the article in the paper this morning, it was not expected. He died suddenly. So my sympathy and prayers for Randy Haig's family. And that's all that I have, Commissioner Rivera.
Okay, thank you, Commissioner Linebaugh. And I'll go with Commissioner Santoni.
Good morning. Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Just a few items. Since we didn't have a meeting last week because of the holiday, there was some items that we attended prior to Thanksgiving that I just want to briefly mention. One thing we did was the whole board and a lot of the staff was at the November 22nd ribbon cutting ceremony over at the Etchberger Veterans Center, Berks County, over in Wyomissing. It was a great event attended by many elected officials and others. A lot of veterans were there. And I think the facility is doing our veterans very well here in Berks. So I look forward to Jay and his team providing those great services to our deserved veterans. Commissioners, we all participated in the Reading Holiday Parade on the 23rd. It was a great event, great weather, and great turnout as we walked down Penn Street to open up the holiday season. We also attended the County Commission Association of Pennsylvania fall seminar in Hershey right before the holiday, right before Thanksgiving as well. I just want to mention real briefly that some of the breakout sessions that I attended was a great event. The one was dealing with behavioral health services in our corrections department and where are we headed, and there was some good conversation there. Another one I attended had to do with the emerging trends in human resources and the changing atmosphere with that. And we heard from large, medium, and small counties and how they deal with economic development. And so I think it was a great turnout for commissioners throughout the Commonwealth and was very helpful to me. Also participated in Small Business Saturday, which was the Saturday after Thanksgiving, November the 30th on Penn Avenue in West Reading. I had a great turnout. The organizations involved there presented bags, and a lot of the businesses along Penn Avenue had deals and discounts. Participated, and my wife was there buying a lot of stuff. She came with me to that one. Commissioner Rivera and I were just at a breakfast earlier this morning, sponsored by the Greater Reading Chamber Alliance. Dr. Jay Bryson was there, Managing Director and Chief Economist for Wells Fargo. He comes, I guess, annually, every couple times a year, to talk about the trends of what's happening in the economy. A lot of questions are out there right now, of course, with the changing administration. So we're talking about labor markets, cost of business, cost of doing business, things like that. So things look okay, and we'll have to wait and see. There's a lot of wait and see attitude as an administration changes down in Washington. So that was a great event. And I also want to give a special shout out. Larry talked about the parks and Kathy Wegener. I just want to give a shout out to Kathy for her over 40 years of service to the county. I know Kathy, she and I went to high school together, so I've known her for a long time, and I wish her the best in her retirement. And I will be doing my BC TV show will be about holiday lights. We're going to go out and tape that next week, so I'll report a little bit more on that next week. And my final congratulations is also to retiring Sheriff Eric Weekneck, who retired and now is a state representative. And we had the opportunity to attend the swearing in of the first female sheriff in Berks County history, Mandy Miller. So I want to give Mandy a shout out and congratulate her and wish her the best in her tenure as the new sheriff here, the new sheriff in town here at Berks County. So, Mr. Chairman, that's all I have. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Commissioner Santoni. I have a few items. Also want to touch on the County Commissioners Association Fall Conference. All three of us were there. Also, we had Larry, our Deputy COO, Kevin, our COO, Amanda as well participated. So we had and Christine was there as well. So we had a group that went there and benefited from all the workshops down there. I attended one of the elections roundtables, and we were just talking about different issues that are elections related. And one of them that was common amongst the attendees was the stress that was put on counties by the in-person early voting this time around. So that's something that that committee wants to keep on their radar and make our legislators aware of. So that's something else we can add to what we need our legislators to work on around elections to make sure that we're not bogged down by all the litigation year after year after year. Also, there was different departments there from the state. The Department of Veterans Affairs was there. They had a table. While talking to them, they commended the great work that the Berks County Veterans Affairs Office does. Had good things to say about the Jay and his staff there. Also, we had Randy Padfield and Jeff Boyle from the Pennsylvania Emergency Management. Randy is the Director of Emergency Management for Pennsylvania. And both of they were speakers on Tuesday in the closing session, and both of them commended the work that Brian Gottschall does, not only for Berks, but also statewide. When they have statewide meetings, the work that he does and how he's engaged and just the knowledge that he brings to those discussions. So they had good things to say about him, and that's great when hear that your staff here are not only doing a great job locally, but they're also known statewide for the work that they do. As part of the fall conference, the priorities for the following year are set up. This year, there were 3 priorities that stood up as 2025 priorities. These priorities are determined by the membership, so all 67 counties are able to participate and determine which are these priorities. The priorities come up through the different committees and then are presented to the overall membership at the fall conference to be voted on. And the top 3 priorities for 2025 for the County Commissioners Association of Pennsylvania is number 1, the 911 surcharge reauthorization and statute updates. This was something we've been working on for a while now, and they kind of put a Band-Aid together, but that expires in early 2026. So we need to make sure that we're continuing that conversation to make sure that is something that is addressed in this year. Second was continue to advocate for adequate county mental health funding. Another priority from last year as well that rolled in to this year. And the other was the vote by mail reforms. Again, these, especially when you talk about vote by mail reform, some people may say, oh, well, that's, an R or a D issue. And this is not. This is a committee. It is nonpartisan. And these reforms that are brought up by the committee and voted on by the membership are nonpartisan reforms that are being asked of the legislature to be able to make vote by mail easier to be able to run here at the counties. Also want to congratulate our new sheriff, Mandy Miller. She is sheriff number 72 here in Berks County and the first female sheriff. So Sheriff Miller, congratulations on being sworn in. She was sworn in this past Monday. And also want to thank our prior Sheriff Weekneck for his service and dedication. He is now serving in the state legislature as the representative for District 5, which covers Bern Township and I guess up north, right? North of Bern Township. Some other things, but they were already covered by someone else. Just want to remind everyone that this Saturday from 8 a.m. to 12 is the Christmas in the Air at the Reading Regional Airport. For more information, go to their website. This event is for children of all ages, and the event includes music, games, activities, visits from Santa Claus, and is centered around free flights for children. The flights for the children, you have to sign up prior. I don't know if there's still time to sign up, but you need to go to the airport website to look at that. And these free flights are provided by the Young Eagles program, provided by the EAA. And to qualify for their free flights, you must be between the ages of 8 and 7, and a legal guardian must apply and sign the day of the event. So there's only limited amount of participants due to time and resources. Hopefully we'll have nice weather for that, but all of the event is open for anyone who wants to go, even if you're not taking an airplane ride. One other item is there will be no elections meeting today, and our last election and our last board meeting for the year will be on December the 19th. So we will have one on December the 12th. Then on the 19th, we will not have a commissioners board meeting on December the 26th. We'll now open it up to any row officer comments.
I don't have anything to add at this time, Commissioner.
No additional comments.
Okay. We'll move on to public comment. Do we have any public comment? None online, none in person. Okay. That ends our agenda.
Mr. Chairman, I make a motion, we adjourn.
Second.
The meeting is adjourned. Thank you.